Okay, I developed a small leak going to the pool, and I excavated this area where I saw water coming out of. And what I encountered were several layers of things. This here is a drain line coming from the ground, actually. There's another branch coming into it which flows out to the street. Usually there's no water in this thing, and these connections were loose. They weren't glued together, which was very fortunate, as it turned out. Beneath it is a supply line. This little, looks maybe 3/4 inch line going to the pool for filling. I never figured out what this line over here is. But then there are 6 2-inch lines beneath this that either take water to the pool and spout or bring it back. And the leak, of course, was right underneath this thing. So it was underneath this, it was almost underneath that. And all these lines are very close to each other, maybe a 1/4 inch. And there was a nick on the side of it, made by a saw, and the previous fix had used some plumber's putty and a tie wrap, and the tie wrap broke. So I tried a different fix this time using a hose clamp and a strap of rubber. But first I'm going to pull this off so you can see it. See, I've made a cut here. I made a cut here. Rotate this up since it's not glued. And I can pull this off, or this is a piece that I added, and it's a little bit tricky to get it on. Over to the other side if I can pull that off. There we go. Now I had to make this a little shorter than the pieces that came off of it, so that I could push it down farther in and allow me room to slide it back the other way. It doesn't really matter because there's no pressure in this line, there's very little water. The seals aren't very important, so rather than have it go all the way in, it only goes partway in to give me the headroom. Let me set that aside, and you can see this is the line here. This is the line going to the pool, and there's a 2-inch hose clamp, and you can't see it here, but there's a little black layer of a rubber strap that I cut off with something else I have, and then cinched this down as far as I could. Give it a few more turns here. Make it as tight as possible. And it does seem to stop the leak. Don't know how long it will last, but I think it'll last quite a bit of time. It's a more solid fix than the last one. So anyway, I had to excavate down beneath it so I could reach around beneath it, make sure things are cleaned off, and verify there's no other leakage paths. So now I'm going to put all this back together. So I've got these rings, by the way. They 3D manufacture these. I went to the hardware store and couldn't find anything to put a sleeve on there, so I just made one of my own. 3D printers are great for that. I beveled it on this side to make it a little easier to slide on. This side is less accessible, so I'm going to slide this in here, and this one's already slid over on this side. Now, put this in. So I can't bend these up or down, so that's why I had to make this thing shorter. Just short enough that I could slide it down in there. And then manhandle it back to the side. There we go. go down to about that line and then slide this back out. Manhandle it next to that, and then slide this over more or less halfway, just enough to hold it there. And this one, same kind of a deal. This was straight in, unlike this one, because there's a bend there that was like that in the first place. This one's straight in, so I can slide this over and across that, again about halfway, just enough to hold it in place. I don't care if it leaks around there, because it's not going to leak much. There's not going to be much water going through it. So that completes the repair. I've run the pump and there's no further leaking. Now I have to refill in the hole here.